31 Hillcrest.
Yeah.
A couple of things that arose.
33, 31 is on the agenda
31 is
tonight for a
exactly.
different
Pilgrim,
file.
yeah.
33 is the one from last week,
So 33
last
Hillcrest.
2 weeks.
Last week I discovered that after we left, residents that are in the audience came and they were notified by Andrew Malguanera that there was a misprint on his public notice that he sent out, the posting, and he listed the hearing at 6:30.
7:30.
7:30. Hearing was at 6:30. So the residents that are in the showed up at 7:30 hoping to speak on the application and showed me the documents they received. I also found out Cindy and Dan were there. Cindy actually called Andrew to tell him that he sent out the wrong one. He didn't make the correction. So I went to Jim Burke, the Planning Federation, and who was the other?
Jim Burke and then your seat,
The
Planning Federation.
And they confirmed what I thought was that we are going to rescind that application tonight.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, we're going to rescind the decision we made on the application. Then at which point, once we rescind that, we're going to make him go through the whole process again at his cost. And there's a number of items the residents that he would like to speak about. And then also Josephine and Dan went to the site because there was a complaint filed by the residents that are in the audience, and they discovered a whole bunch of other things on the application that were not. So I hope the board will vote with me, but my intention is to rescind that decision.
So, okay, so here's our concern.
Mhm.
Can he vote in the idea that he was not here to hear the original file?
Were you here last week?
I was here.
You were, so three of us.
So it's the three of
can
us.
vote. Yeah, right.
And so he has to, that was the question, was
His
whether
name Antonio?
he, yes, he,
What did you do to get her?
the boy.
But then he'll be able to rehear the.
He can
He
rehear.
can rehear
Right,
it
because
ne-
it'll be essentially a brand new application.
Correct.
So that's going to be occurring in the future docket, right?
Right, we just, the only thing on tonight's agenda, the first thing on the agenda is going to be rescinding my motion to rescind 33.
You guys will
33
handle that.
Hillcrest decision.
Do we want to hear the public tonight, or do we want them to come when the file gets
We
reopened?
want to come when the file gets open, because there's nothing to hear tonight.
Correct.
There's no public portion, it wasn't advertised as public.
Okay.
So we are going to rescind that tonight. And then at which point Andrew will be notified, and then we'll go from there. Okay? All right. That being said, that's the first thing on the agenda. Second thing on the agenda, did you guys get copies of staff report that Josephine did?
Mhm.
Possibly Dan. All right,
And if you're doing the minutes, I can't,
you can't vote. All right, on the first one, which is, this is anything cool?
I think first one's Pilgrim, isn't it?
Yeah, first one is 30.
That's the retaining wall, no?
Yes, that's the retaining. Second one is retaining. Okay. There's a 2-tier retaining wall in here. If you look at, is that, Dan, tell me,
Yeah,
is this the current survey or the old survey?
This is the current, so that's the as-built.
All right, do me a favor, show me the old survey first.
Yep.
And you should have a copy of the old survey attached to your document
Yep.
as well.
Okay, so if you look right now, that was the survey of the retaining wall that's there. Currently, it was right on, it looks like it appears to be on the property line, the second, and the wall closest to the brick patio seems to be just off the property line. Now, Dan, can you go to the current as-built, please?
Yep.
And zoom in a little bit, please. All right, perfect. So essentially, the walls look like they were put back. The wall furthest from the brick patio is not on the property line. It still needs a variance, but they've lessened the degree of, and the one closest to the brick patio seems to be, if, again, lessened, but essentially the same. Maybe, we're talking a foot here, you know what I mean?
What was, sorry, was this rebuilt to, like, in the same dimensions and location as the original?
Essentially,
One that failed?
some minor, if you look, the one that they showed, Dan, I'm sorry, go back to the.
Yeah.
It's taller.
See that?
Yes.
The new ones are taller.
Okay.
because that's the driveway that's coming up into the, right, so.
Yeah. So it's a two-tier wall. The walls are taller. I think they were originally wood and now are masonry.
Right.
So, but it appears, and again, I didn't measure exactly, but if you look visual, the walls appear to be roughly in the same position they were before.
Driveway.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, they'd have to work around the driveway
Yeah.
anyway, so it
Right,
couldn't change
but I'm
too
just
much.
saying,
Yeah.
but if you look, this is the original one
Yep.
where the wall furthest from the brick patio is right on the property line.
Yep.
And the one is about 1.8 feet. Now, Dan, can you go to the as-built, please? You'll see the new one furthest from the brick patio is now
Right.
further from the property line, and the other one is 3.2 where it was 1.8. So it's,
Mm-hmm.
you've lessened the degree
Yeah,
of
right,
non-conformance,
exactly.
So,
Okay.
and this was, they allowed them to do this because the old one had failed and it was a.
Safety issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions or concerns about this?
No.
Let's go to the next item on the agenda, which would be.
Oh, that's, yeah, Caroline, right?
Yeah,
127?
Yeah,
Yeah.
27 Carroll.
So odd how they positioned this
Yeah.
house on the
All
property.
right, so a couple of things the property is weird. A couple of things I noticed and I'll bring up to the board's attention. All right, so there's a number of variances here, as you guys saw.
Only 8.
Only 8. All right, so a couple of things that I noticed here. Proposed pool equipment. It's supposed to be a certain, but it's kind of tucked away there, inside the house. You see right there? Yep. I'm not really sure if there's an enclosure around it or what the intention is. Usually we see them out in the middle of the yard somewhere up against the, now the other thing I asked was the pool has to be 10 feet. And Dan, correct me if I'm wrong as I'm saying this, 10 feet from the house?
Yeah.
Right? The pool has to be 10 feet
Yes.
from the house?
Yeah, 10 feet from the house.
So I've asked them to see if they can maybe, I mean, you're already 4 feet, you're already asking for a variance from the back. Could we do something there? I'm trying to eliminate the number of variances they need. And I believe Josephine reached out to them.
It's a huge pool.
20 by 48?
Yeah.
Ambitious, we'll call it, ambitious.
That's how big my pool is. It's large.
You're 48?
Yeah, because, oh, heads up. Sorry about that. Yeah, because we have one of those like sun decks, you know, there's
Right.
like 8 feet of it is like only about this deep, so you can lounge in it.
Right.
And then there's 40 feet of just regular pool.
But Dan never lounges in it.
No. Everyone else enjoys it though.
Yes, 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 yes.
It wasn't built for Dan.
No.
You ain't kidding.
Truth.
That's right, did that?
No, we're on record right now, yeah. But so this has not been built yet, right? This is
Dan, go back to
this
the survey, please.
this is proposed, right?
I believe it's all proposed, yes.
Okay.
Can we see an aerial of this also?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get an idea of the topographical situation that we're dealing with.
I'm just in work session, but yes, I'll take that from you once we go public, all right?
Do you want me to turn the topography on so you can see the?
So this is right across from Caroline Field.
Right, so now I know exactly where this is. So that's the only thing I hadn't looked at. It actually pitches down toward his house, so whatever, obviously we have to make sure there's no imposing on neighbors as far as when they,
Yes.
This is 127.
127
Yeah.
Caroline, yes. So we have an accessory structure setback, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Basically, they're just shoehorning in a pool right back there.
Yes.
So we can ask questions like,
So
do you
sep-
need it that big, you know,
that
things
goes
like
like
that. Where that leads to, but
Yes.
let's just ask.
fence may not exceed, all right, so, because it's 2 front yards.
Yeah, Yeah, it actually slopes towards Caroline,
Yeah.
Yeah. but
Mhm.
it
I
seems,
know this property well.
seems relatively flat though. It doesn't. It's not too bad.
It's actually inside a retaining wall around, like
Yeah.
it's.
So, the house just to the south of it actually sits substantially higher, but ironically is still below the road.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, it's a
I
weird,
just
it's a
wanted to
weird
make sure
area.
when they're shoehorning this and they're putting all of those pavers and they're putting all the
Yeah, it's gonna
patios
go the other
surrounding
way,
it, that
not-
the hard water is, the rainwater is not rolling into the neighbor, cause
Mhm.
I agree with you, it's just, yes, but that would be a planning answer comment as well. But we have those two. Anybody have any questions or comments on tonight?
The proposed equipment is located 10 feet from the principal building, right?
So the pool is 7.4, not the, it lists the pool is, they consider.
I'm just saying number 8 is talking about the equipment. is
Oh, the
all-
mechanical, I'm sorry, in
is-
the,
Right, in that little.
yeah, that,
But what are they saying about it's located 10 feet from the requiring a variance? That's, I don't know if that's
it's supposed to
written.
be 10 feet from the structure.
We treated pool equipment as a passive accessory structure. In the definition.
Hold on, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, join us.
All right. In the past, pool equipment was treated as a passive accessory structure by the board. The definitions for passive accessory structures doesn't seem to imply that it includes pool equipment.
it's very vague.
Yeah, so, I don't think it is a passive accessory structure. I think it's just pool equipment, and as long as it's not enclosed by a structure to shield it, maybe that variance isn't required.
But just in the way that this is written here, I'm just trying to understand it. So it's located 10 feet, right? But it still yet needs a variance. How far does the passive need to be from?
To a minimum of 10 feet, and it looks like it's right up against the house.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's a sort of a box around where it says proposed pool equipment, so we reached out to Swim King and asked them to give us more information about that during the public hearing.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying about how it's written?
Yeah.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Updated meeting.
Am I seeing that right?
In your file. If you
Oh,
look-
is there, never mind, it's in my file?
He's fine, he's got it,
I should look in my file.
he should.
I was wondering how an old one got in your file and
No,
so
he's-
wrinkled.
He's rolling.
My files are not wrinkled.
So,
Uh-huh. It's all right.
Questions, comments? Questions, comments, going once, going twice? Sold. Meeting minutes, do anybody have questions or comments on meeting minutes?
no, they look good to me.
Tony?
No, I wasn't here
He
last
wasn't
time.
here.
That's why I went.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Alexia, do you have any questions or comments?
Mm-mm.
I want to make a motion that we approve the minutes from November meeting. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Cindy, we're all approved for, okay. 2 minutes are gonna be at 6:30, so if anybody has any questions, now's the time to ask. On 31 Pilgrim, just really quick in the back, notice that, in the back of the staff report, there's a copy of the building permit that was issued under emergency circumstances. We also have a letter from Ray DeBois from September 30th, explaining that planning board approved it and they're moving it, they're moving it through. The retaining walls are constructed under emergency building permit.
Right.
So,
Just on the agenda, it does, it's, you know, with respect to Caroline, it is citing 7 variances. Our staff report is citing
Citing 8.
8.
Josephine, come forward, please, sir.
It's unrequested, according to us.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Oh.
I did the original variances. I didn't think it was needed. Dan said we have been treating pool equipment as passive accessories, so we added it for the board's consideration.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Questions, comments? Questions, comments? Seeing none, hearing none, it's now 6:30.
Got to bring up.
So we're gonna, as we discussed just now, we're gonna hold that item till work session, till Jim gets here. Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 4th, 2025 Zoning Board of Appeals hearing. We have 2 items on the agenda. I would ask that if anyone has cell phones, if you could silence them, please. I would also ask if you'd like to speak, I'm going to ask you to come forward, be recognized by the stenographer. She'll swear you in, at which point I address all questions or comments to the board, and we will do our best to address and/or answer them to the knowledge that we have. That being said, we're going to start tonight's hearing with 33 Hillcrest Avenue.
31 Pilgrim.
31, sorry.
It was typed up wrong.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what was confusing me.
It is typed wrong on the meeting agenda.
All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, that's.
Oh, that's general business. Yeah, it's an update.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We have way too many. We need way too many things here. All right.
So we'll take out 31 and we'll put on the 33.
We're gonna do it at work session when Jim gets here. I just want Jim here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Start over again. 31 Pilgrim Drive, appeal number ZB-22-25, Suffolk County Tax Map number 206-9-3-002. Zoning is RB2 Residential District. The owner is Emery and Melina Salman. Applicant is Emery Salman. Contact is Emery Salman. Description: the property is currently under site plan review for the construction of a 2-tier segmented retaining wall located within the front yard of the property. The walls were constructed under an emergency building permit following the failure of a timber wall. The proposed project requires the following variances to the incorporated village of Port Jefferson. Variance number 1, pursuant to Chapter 250, Attachment 3, Bulk and Parking Regulations for Residential Structures, a variance required to permit a northernmost retaining wall to be located 2 feet from the front northern property line where a minimum yard setback is 5 feet is required for accessory structures. Variance number 2, pursuant to 250, Chapter 250, Attachment 3, a variance is required to permit the southernmost retaining wall to be located 3.2 feet from the eastern property line where a minimum setback of 5 feet is required for accessory structures. Is Mr. Salmon here? Anyone here? Please come forward, sir. If you could just be sworn in. And if you could just state your name and your address for the record. Oh, okay, Mr. Salmon, if you could just give us a little history of what happened on the property and so just give me the best information you have.
Put these new walls in, and those timber walls were in bad shape, and then they started failing. So then I applied for the permits. I got an engineered plan. The permit was approved as an emergency permit for me to go ahead and replace the wall because the timber wall was failing. I was also told that I need to apply for the planning board because of the height of the wall in one slope exceeding 5 feet. So we got the wall built. I started the planning board process.
Okay.
And then the 5 feet setback requirement from the property lines required the ZBA approval.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to ask you some questions, so if you can answer them to the best of your ability. It's my understanding that the walls are taller than the ones that you originally had?
Yes.
How high were the ones that you originally had? To the best of your knowledge.
Yeah, the original walls probably were 3 to a little bit higher than 3 feet at the tallest location.
Okay, and it's my understanding you're at 6 feet, 6 feet now. Is that correct? Plus or minus?
Just one of them, I think maybe
Right.
5 feet.
The highest one, right?
I think 5 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
That was based on the engineer's recommendation to reduce the slope in that area to make it more, a little bit less slope between the two walls.
Okay.
He recommended to increase the height.
I have a letter here from the chairman of the planning board saying that an emergency permit was issued to the applicant to rebuild the walls, and that although they are aware of the situation, they also are making us aware of 2 variances, which we're hearing tonight. If this is not part of the record, we'll make it part of the record. Cindy, it's September 30th, 2025 related. Mr. Salmon, are the walls, and the plans will bear it out, are the walls roughly in the same place as they were before?
Yes.
Okay.
There was the locations are the same. The northern wall did not reach all the way to the walk path before.
Okay.
There were some other stones there, so we made it continuous all the way to the walk path.
Okay.
Similarly, the southern wall did not reach all the way to the walk path on the other side.
Okay.
And we made it all the way to the walk path.
All right. Excellent. Dan, can you show us the pre-existing wall, please? All right. So as it appears, just for the record, that it appears that the wall furthest from the brick patio goes all the way to the corner of the property line, and the wall closest to the brick patio is about 1.8 feet from the property line. Dan, go to the new survey. The proposed wall, or actually I should say the existing walls now, the
Zoom out of that, please, a little bit.
wall furthest from the brick patio is now not on the property line, but still requires variance, and the same thing for the wall closest to the brick patio. It is off the property line further than the original walls were. At this time, is there any questions or comments from the board for this applicant?
So just to clarify, this plan then decreased the degree of nonconformity, correct?
Based on the surveys, that's how it appears, yes. And those surveys should be as-built.
Okay.
And Dan or Josephine, can you confirm that these are as-built? And have you guys been in? Okay, so this represent, okay, perfect, thank you. Any other questions or comments from the board?
None.
All right, Mr. Selman, if you take a seat, I'm just going to ask anybody from the public if they have any questions or comments, and if not, then we'll close the hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Salmon. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on this application that's in front of us? Is there anyone here that would like to speak on this application in front of us? Seeing none and hearing none, I'm going to make a motion to close this hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Salmon.
Dan.
Okay. The second application tonight that we're going to hear is 127 Caroline Avenue, Appeal ZB-21-25, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 206-12-8-1. Zoning district is RB2 Residential District. Property owner is Macklin Majaya, and I apologize if I'm butchering that name. Applicant is Macklin Majaya. Contact is Swim King Pools. Description is for a 20 by 48 foot in-ground swimming pool, 5 foot high PVC fence, and 3 foot retaining wall. There are 8 possible variances tonight. The proposed action requires the following variance. Variance number 1. Pursuant to 250-11C subsection 3, Part A, swimming pools must be set back a minimum of 20 feet from any property line. The proposed pool, approximately 20 by 48, is located approximately 10 feet from the southeast side property line, requiring a 10-foot variance. Variance number 2, pursuant to 250-11C section 3, Part A, swimming pools must be located in either the rear or side yards. Proposed pool 20 by 48 is located in the required front yard, which is not permitted. Variance number 3, pursuant to section 250, attachment 3, bulk and parking regulations for residential structures, the required front yard setback for structures is 40 feet in the RB2 district. The proposed pool, approximately 20 by 48, is located approximately 25 feet from the southwest front property line, requiring a 15-foot variance. Variance number 4, pursuant to section 250-28, section 28A, section 1, part B, subsection 2, active accessory structures must be set back a minimum of 10 feet from the principal building. The proposed 28 by 48 pool is located approximately 7 feet from the principal dwelling, requiring a 2.6 variance. Variance number 5, pursuant to 250-28A, section 1, part B, subsection 2, passive accessory structures must be set back a minimum of 5 feet from side property lines. Proposed 36-inch retaining wall is located approximately 0 feet from the southeast property line, requiring a 5-foot variance. Variance number 6, pursuant to 250-28A, section 1, part B, subsection 2, passive accessory structures must be set back a minimum of 5 feet from the front property line. The proposed 36-inch high retaining wall is located approximately 0 feet from the southwest property line, requiring a 5-foot variance. Variance number 7, pursuant to 250-28A, section C, part 4, subsection A, fences may not exceed 3 feet in height in the required front yard. The proposed 5-foot fence exceeds the limited, requiring a 2-foot variance for the height. And, hold on, I believe there's a potential for an 8th one, right? Let me just make sure I get that last one. Hold on. I believe we are on variance number 8. Passive accessory structure, front setback. Pursuant to 250-28A, section 1, part B, subsection 2, the proposed swimming pool mechanical equipment is also located 10 feet from the principal building, requiring a variance. Would the applicant or the representative come forward, please? Well, I don't think we have to note
I
it.
do.
I'm just, we just gonna
Scott
list it. We don't even
Wexler,
have-
Wechsler.
Hello.
Hello, sir, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Quick question before you get started. Cindy, we have all the required mailings, we have all the required paperwork, And the applicant received a copy of the staff report?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, please go.
So, did you guys want to take a look at this one drawing at least to try and get a little
Sure.
better visual?
Just a quick look. So- Okay. Still your idea, Dan? You can go ahead and we'll just look at the pictures as we go along.
So, looking at the property, there's zero room to fit a pool without some sort of variance. The way the property, the house sits on the property with the driveway to the one side. So, the sides of the pool, if you look at that picture, is a little better drawing. We need a variance for any pool. This is what the homeowner wants with the sun deck, the stairs. 48 is not that big after all that stuff. Sounds like a big number, but it really is not a big number.
Okay.
The retaining walls on this lower, I guess would be the west side. We put that little return in there. Is that what you're referring to, the zero setback? Because it is in off the property line along the bottom of the screen.
It may be under a foot. Staff will verify that if there's a change, but it's less than 5. It'll be less than 5 feet, so you'll need a variance no matter what.
It's-
Do you think it's more than 5 feet off the property line? That will?
It's 7.3. I mean,
No, but
we
the
can get rid of the little return
Okay.
if that's causing, like, we could just zero it out straight ahead.
That would eliminate one of your, that's,
Well, you can eliminate
No.
two by
No.
the southeast and the southwest.
Zoom out, please, Dan.
Yeah.
I think it's referencing here. This
Well, that's
is the
another
area.
one, yeah.
there's 2 of them, yes. There's 2 variances for the retaining wall.
That one is a little more difficult to deal with
That one,
because that's our tightest space.
all right, so Dan, let's go back to the other one for a second. Now, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of the variances, correct? This one right here that we're looking at?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So if you zero that wall out and don't make that 90-degree turn,
Yep.
we'll eliminate that variance.
Yes,
So if you, for the record, are you going to commit with your client?
100%, yeah.
Okay. So then with Dan, we'll eliminate that. That'll be one we won't vote on tonight. Okay? Good. All right, let's, go ahead, sir.
So the filter equipment,
Dan, zoom out.
I'm confused about what you guys are saying, but we think that's a variance because that's a front yard.
Yes, yes.
Is that the reason for the variance for that?
It is a front yard, but. What is a front yard?
Where we've been treating pool equipment as a passive accessory structure.
Mhm.
So we put it on there because this is how it's been done in the past.
I don't think the board, let me just ask you this, I don't think the board necessarily has a problem with the code. In the past, the code has said you have to be 10 feet away from the principal structure. Obviously, you're not 10 feet. However, the more of a concern is, what are you putting there? Are you just putting the equipment? Are you enclosing it? Are you
Yeah, no,
building a structure around it?
It's just a 4x8 where it looks large, where it's
Right.
written. It's just like a gravel area,
Okay.
and then the equipment goes there.
There's no hard structure? or
No.
'cause it just looks like from your picture that you
Yeah,
were
it-
either
it-
enclosing it or
right.
something. We need to verify.
No, and we could probably sneak it if like the building is an issue. I never heard that one before, but that's okay. We could sneak it up
It's not.
and
not
away
as-
from the structure if it helps.
Honestly, I would prefer closer to the structure because our biggest
kinda
concern is
hidden.
people, you
Yeah.
know, people complain about the noise of them. But I'm just speaking for myself. Why
And we
don't you
could
continue?
screen that way as well.
Yeah, that probably would be required. Yeah.
It's
So,
kind of tucked away nicely
Yeah.
there.
yeah, it looks like it. Yep. So, now this is a corner lot. Josephine, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a corner lot, so that's why we're dealing with the 2 front yards
Mhm.
here of Caroline and Oaks. Here's what was the other? There was one other Does the board have any questions or comments for this applicant? I did have a question regarding Dan, zoom into the 7.4 feet. You have a 7.4, you need 10 feet there. It's another 10-foot variance. Is it possible, you're already getting a variance for 7.3 in the, sorry, 10 feet. Can you push that, is it possible to move that pool to?
Very easily, yes.
Okay. So that would eliminate another variance if you went further to my
Yeah.
right, but yeah, roughly right.
Yeah, we just have to, obviously, the rear yard would be crunched in a little, but that's easy.
Well, it's 2 feet. I'm just trying to, our job is to eliminate as many variances as possible.
Yeah, I'm on board with that one for
As
sure.
long as you don't have, it doesn't cause other complications. You're already dealing with a rear yard setback or side yard, rear yard. Take one
We
over.
could do that for sure.
Then you would be requesting the amount of relief, though, against that rear yard setback, correct?
Right, we would just take
Which is
off,
closer to a neighboring property.
right,
Which is closer to a neighboring property.
all right.
Correct. We're lower,
Mm-hmm.
and then the goal is to screen whatever we can through there, as you see by the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna be tucked lower.
I mean, would shifting the pool 2 feet further to avoid that variance, would that then impact though the plan for the concrete patio around it? It looks like,
That's an easy adjustment.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if we had to put a 45 over there.
The proposed retaining wall with the 36 high maximum, is that a consistent height throughout the entire course, or?
It's actually 30, and I do believe we can get that down to 2 foot.
But it's going to be a consistent height throughout its whole.
Yeah. And then 0 out towards the front that we just discussed. It's got a weird typographical situation. I mean, we did very accurate stuff because we have to build what we design. So it's pretty consistent with that 30 inches. For some reason, the wall was put in at 36, which is definitely not the height we need. And usually if it's a 30-inch wall, we could easily come down 6 inches or so and have like a slight grade from where all the plantings are going to be. Because those will be high, with maximum screening.
All right, it was 5 feet, really. 5 feet.
and the PVC fence is then being designed to conform with like New York State regulations for pools, right? The correct height.
Of course.
Yeah.
5 feet is required, yeah. Josephine, can you come up to the podium for a second? I have a question for you. Podium, please.
That's what I thought. I was moving and then I was gonna go there.
If the 7.4 feet from one of the variances is 7 feet from the present, if we were to push that to 10, what would that do? Would we have an issue with then creating another variance towards the, I guess, rear yard?
It might shorten, depending on how you push the pool, it might shorten the front yard setback to Oaks a little bit. Like because if you pushed it
Right.
down, it might
But what about
become a
the
little
10
bit
foot?
less. But the 10-foot, it's not so much an issue. It just makes that variance more of a reduction.
Right, okay. More, so
Um,
we could approve it as not to exceed, not to exceed 10 feet.
Or
Right.
not to exceed whatever,
7 point.
10 minus 7.4, so it'd be
Right,
like
right.
10.7 point something.
Right.
Dan, could you scroll up a little bit? No, sorry. Up. This stockade fence along the bottom, is that the owner's in the street or in the right of way?
He bought the house like that.
Okay.
16
He
feet.
just moved there. Yeah, it was he obviously thought he had way more property than he actually does.
Right.
Hmm.
And then I said, you gotta get a survey, this place is, I don't even know what's happening here.
Right.
So once he got it, so there's tremendous amount of space on that Oak Street side of.
That's that's a paved street, but I don't think it has curbing on it or anything, so it's
Yeah,
kind of a,
It's very woodsy.
yeah,
So-
yeah, a lot
So
of
you
it,
get a lot of screening there, plus he's gonna screen
right,
on top of that.
okay.
So he may have to remove the encroachment.
Right, we'll adjust that as part of a condition. Thank you, Josephine. Sir, did you have any other questions or comments on this application that you want to make the board aware of?
I don't.
Okay. So let me just, for the record, one of the variances is where that wall turns 90 degrees, we'll remove that 90 degree and we'll maintain a 5-foot set, we'll maintain more than 5 feet,
Yep.
okay? The second would be, 10 point, move the 7 point, we'll eliminate the variance for 7.4 and you'll go to 10 feet from the building and we'll reduce your variance. The 10 feet may become 7.4, I believe, or 7.6.
Yep.
Okay? Are you committing to, I'm just asking because,
Yeah, no,
all right, 'cause
absolutely.
I don't want to waste your time or ours
No,
by
of
voting
course.
and having
And
you come
then
back and forth.
The pool equipment is still. do we have-
Does the board have
no.
any questions or comments on the pool equipment?
No, I think.
I don't think I don't think that's an issue for the board, as long as you screen it, we'll just make to properly screen it, or, which looks like that's the intention there.
Yeah.
Does the board have any questions or comments regarding this application?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to take a seat now, let's see if the public has any questions or comments on it.
You got it.
Is there anyone here from the public that would like to speak on this application? Is there anyone that would like to speak on this application? Seeing none and hearing none, I just want to ask a question. Josephine, can you please go back up to? Dan, could you bring up an aerial of this site, please? Josephine, to your knowledge, are there any other, I asked Dan to bring up the aerial, which he did. Are there any other pools in this area? And I'm looking.
Yes, there's several other pools, specifically though at 109 Hallett Avenue and 201 Oaks Avenue.
Okay,
There's a pool in the side yard and another corner lot pool.
okay.
So it's consistent with stuff that I don't know if they
I-
have COs, but
Right, but there's other
But there's
pools in the
other-
neighborhood, yeah. But that's a whole nother bag, that's a whole nother, it's a whole
if
nother
you
bag.
yes, you can see the one down towards the bottom.
Yep.
That's the Hallett one, I
Alright.
think, or and then there's one.
We could look
That's
at-
the
at top-
side
at the
yard
top of the
one, and then
screen.
the top one, there's like the front yard one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
But there are other pools in the neighborhood. In the immediate adjacent, okay, good. Based on what you saw due to the number of variances, based on it, other than the other two that we've eliminated, do you see any other way we could eliminate any other variances?
Well, we started to talk about the side yard variance for the wall that dog legs on
Right.
the eastern side,
Right,
but we didn't really get any. We kind of glossed over it. We didn't really get a response from Swim King.
okay. With regard to, what was the
What
exact?
possibly like moving that fence, that wall further off the property line. It's kind of right on the property line, but
Well, I think the thought is
if we
if we
move
pull
the
the,
pool over,
if we pull the house if we pull the pool further away from the house, I think we have to do, it's either 6 or 1 or half dozen or the other. We're
Right.
gonna, if he moves the wall, then we're stuck with one or the other. My feeling is that 7.4 from the house, I'd rather see further from the house just to avoid, there's a reason why that stuff is there. It's probably for safety purposes.
right, and
um,
pressure of the pool on the existing foundation wall.
Yeah, so I think it's better to be further from the principal structure than closer. If the board has any other dissenting or comments regarding that, I'm open to hear them.
Nope, I'm in agreement.
Okay. And Josephine, if you could just, sure, could you just, as far as these retaining walls all being built, how are they going to affect the neighboring properties as far as drainage or anything like that? Has the building department or the planning department looked at?
No, a topographical survey would help.
Okay.
Alexia, you said that it slopes down towards the house. So, really, any drainage would drain onto their property.
Does this have to go back to planning? This doesn't go back to plan. Does this go back to plan?
Can you click on the GIS to confirm?
I don't know, this doesn't need planning because
Five
it's not
foot?
high enough, correct, Dan?
Right.
Yeah, so the walls are not tall enough to meet the threshold for planning board.
Okay.
Usually it's 4 feet and over.
Okay.
That goes planning board.
But yeah, you can see from the contour lines that they slope towards Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I should have moved it.
There we go.
Okay.
And we'll look for drainage in the construction plans for the walls.
Yeah, okay. Let the,
We always do gravel and drainage behind the walls,
okay,
and then we'll put them into the dry well.
okay.
Can you just, excuse me, I'm sorry. So the application is for 48 feet in length of a pool.
Right.
Can you break it down? It looks as though there's a sun deck, you have the multiple step level. How long is the sun deck?
So the sun deck and the steps eat up about 11 foot, and there's a bench on the opposite side that's 20 across. So you lose like 13 foot of that pool with just stuff. So it's really ends up like not being a big pool. Yeah, it's
Okay.
And then you have a shallow end and a deep end, so it
Right, tapers off.
gets small.
Okay.
Internally.
Dan,
Go ahead, no, please.
can we see the survey again? And please show me the driveway. How do you access this property?
Right there.
I was going to ask a similar question.
One says,
So this is a shared
Okay.
driveway
Yeah.
between multiple property owners.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, do we have a record of a recorded easement? I don't think we do. Yeah.
Go back to the GIS map. Click on the neighboring parcel to the east.
Oh, east, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, no.
That's right.
Nope, there's one in between them.
Yep, there we go.
No.
Correct.
That's it.
yeah, that's the shared driveway.
So you're
Oh, wow, it
accessing through there.
Shows us their property.
And then where the retaining wall kind of goes right up against the property lines, right in that little corner right there, right? Where
Yep.
there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
step
that's
back
where
from
it's-
the other structures on the other properties.
That's a little buggy.
Are there any other questions or comments on this application? Going once? Going twice? All right, excellent. I'm just gonna ask the public one last time. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this application? Seeing none and hearing none, I'll make a motion that we close the hearing. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone. We're done with public hearings tonight. We're gonna go into work session. You're welcome to stay.
Thank you. All right, then. Yeah, it's going to be a nice one. Eight variances, now we're down to, what,
So
5?
you're gonna make this exhibit? Yeah, that picture that he gave us, the rendering?
And most of those are derived because it's in a corner lot.
Yeah, it's all red. Talk about. Questions, comments, anything to say about 31 Pilgrim?
Yeah, so just to be clear on 31 Pilgrim, we're only dealing with two things, and it has to do with the distancing of the wall, not the height, because the scope of work is talking about the height.
Yep.
correct? Okay, I just want to make sure. I
Yeah.
understand. Okay.
And again, they, one, they designed it this way because the engineer said this was actually
Yeah.
safer and better, and they decreased the degree of nonconformity from what it was before.
Josephine, sit with us. Have a
Thank
good
you.
holiday
See
if
ya.
we don't see you.
Oh, you too, thanks. Bye, John, Merry Christmas.
Anybody want a bigger copy of the current survey?
Right, so here's what we got here. We got a wood retaining wall that failed. He replaced it. He went to the planning board, he went to the building department. He's, I mean, I have to say, he's really
Street
been,
view, the older street view.
he's
showing
really
the old wood
kind of
wall.
did everything.
Diligent.
Yeah, he's really kind of, and the fact that he lessened the degree of nonconformance makes things, yeah, I tend to be asked for permission, so he's on the hard way of doing it, so I
Yeah.
give that some credit.
It also is a significant improvement to the community
Yeah.
aesthetically, if you had seen what it had been before.
Is it make sure they use the mics?
And for
They're,
safety,
not going through.
and for safety as well.
Right,
a lot.
right.
For safety purposes and aesthetically
Yeah, one
pleasing and
second.
conforming to the neighborhood, especially where this property is located and the topography,
Okay.
he lessened his significance.
Yeah.
So
This is the original.
That's the original wall up on the screen now?
The original wall, okay.
A lot of trees went away too.
So where's this, that's the first wall, where's this?
It's set
Further
higher up
Further
behind
those
that tree
trees.
line.
Right,
yeah.
right, okay. All right, now do we have a picture of the current?
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
24
pictures of the. Just take me a second.
No problem.
The most current street view, and it's under construction.
Don't
so-
matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I know Parker.
That
wanted
was
to
from
make
what,
a street like this.
2024?
Should be one of them, hold on.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Oh, yeah, oh, definitely, yeah. All right, so yeah, you're right, did lose some trees, but that may have been when
But the
you
trees
lost-
may have been lost prior, right?
Yeah, yeah, it might, or may have, but I mean, he definitely has replanted it.
Also, for the planning board side, they have a revegetation plan proposed.
Mhm.
It just isn't in place yet, just because they're still going through planning.
Right, okay.
But there is theoretically this should all be filled in by the time it's
Yeah.
done with planning.
No, I think it's nicely done. I think it's definitely an improvement.
Mhm.
Personally, compared to before with the trees, I mean, I think this looks 100 times better
For sure.
than with all the trees there. And again, we lessened the degree of nonconformance. I think he's done a good job.
Had to be a pretty penny. That's a lot of retaining wall right there. Oh, man.
Oh, let's see. If you don't buy that, you don't ask how much the taxes are.
Oof.
Yeah, no, retaining walls aren't cheap,
No, yeah.
especially the masonry ones like that.
I inspected these, there's drainage, they're in
Mhm.
good shape. They've been there for about 2 years already, so.
Yeah, it's been here a while. Anybody have any questions or comments? All right,
No.
let's just walk through. Let's do our usual due diligence. I love my job. Sorry, what was that? All right. Whether an undesirable change would be produced to the character of the neighborhood. I think all these neighborhoods all have retaining walls of some sort, especially in this area. Due to the topography, I think this actually improves the character of the neighborhood. I think it's nicely done. They're following the vegetation plan, so I would say that's definitely no
They
detriment there.
did go through the street view, and there's properties on the same street with front retaining
Yeah.
walls.
There are multiple,
Yes.
Yeah.
specifically on this side of the road.
Yeah. Whether the benefit could be achieved by any of the, no, just the topography of the property. I think if anything, he's, again, as stated by Dan, he's lessened the degree of nonconformance of the previous walls, so, he's done everything in his power to at least make it better, whether the requested area variance is substantial,
No.
no, and again, he's lessened the degree of nonconformance from the original walls. Whether the proposed variance will have an adverse effect on physical and environmental characteristics as long as the drainage was installed properly and everything was done properly. I don't think there'll be any physical or environmental conditions. The last one, whether the ledge was self-created, I don't even think it was self-created. I think it's just a fact of the topography in this area of the village, so I would say it's not even self-created.
It was out of necessity as far as preservation of his access to his house.
And this was a replace in kind. It was pre-existing. The pre-existing one served its life and failed, and now he's pretty much replaced in kind. That being said, I'm going to make a motion that for variance number 1, pursuant to 250 attachment 3, the northernmost retaining wall must be 5 foot from the property line. The existing is 2.4 from the front property line, requiring a 2.6 variance. And previously, the old retaining wall was right on, had zero clearance from the property line, so he's reduced the degree of nonconformance by 50, so 50%. So I make a motion that we approve variance number 1. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Variance number 2, pursuant to 250 attachment 3, the southernmost retaining wall must be a minimum of 5 feet from the eastern property line. The existing is 3.2 from the property line, requiring a 1.8. Again, the original one appeared to be only 1.8, so he's reduced the degree of nonconformance by roughly 40%. I'll make a motion that we approve the variance. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Yes. Oh, yes. Secra, this is a type 1 action under Secra.
Yes, yeah, we did do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the plan, at some point, the zoning board received a coordinator review for the application, and there was no objections received, so the planning board is currently the lead agency
Yeah,
on this.
yeah.
So this will basically now go back to the planning board
Right.
for final
Yes.
review, and yeah.
Yeah, I got the coordination letter, and I just didn't respond and let it fall back to them. All right. 127 Caroline. Wow. We got a lot of things to talk about here. Josephine, let's talk about, Dan, scroll down. Let's talk about that fence there.
Can you pull up a street view so we can see how
There is
far that
currently a
is from the
fence that
street?
is fully encroaching on village property. It is also between what is his property line and that fence, there is substantial yard debris and cut down. So none of that exists anymore.
That fence doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, no,
No, the
that
fence
fence,
exists,
that
yeah.
fence
Sorry.
exists, but none of that greenery.
Okay.
See all that
Yep.
bramble? See all that brown?
Yep.
He's just been cutting and pushing and cutting and pushing. It's on the village property line. So if he takes that fence down, the removal of that debris also has to take place, because he can't just
Now,
leave.
Dan, if that is a true statement, wouldn't he have required a tree clearing permit to do all that, assuming the trees?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that should have
Not
gone to the planning
necessarily
board.
trees, it can be bramble.
I guess if it's what, thicker than your wrist, right? That's when they.
So, ugh, 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 ugh.
I run that area a lot, so,
Ugh,
and I
ugh,
look
ugh.
at this property regularly.
I was wondering how you.
Good
Dan,
thing for
can you
now.
just move a little south going towards the neighboring driveway up here? Just want to see. Keep going. All right. And then that's where they turn into their driveway. The folks next to us.
Yep.
Yep, okay. Or no. Oh, no. Okay, there is a buffer there. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a
Their
little-
driveway
right,
is
right,
farther
right.
up, and
Yep,
the
yep,
house
yep,
is
yep.
situated to the left of
Yep.
their driveway.
Yep,
So you
yep.
go up there.
Yeah, that's the neighbor.
They're down here.
So Dan, there's a lot of.
Well, zoom in that way, like you just did. Zoom, yeah, let me just, okay. Where's the other fence? Or
It's not
propo-
there
It's
yet.
not there yet.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
there
proposed.
yet.
It's gonna be a PVC.
According to the survey, it does turn in
Yeah, it
and
does. You can see a wood fence in the picture.
encroaches on the other neighbor's property
Right.
a little bit, but fences
Oh.
seem to have a habit of doing that.
So, Dan, go back to the survey. All right. So I got a number of issues here in general. My first is that you're shoehorning a pool in there.
The question is, if they lessen the size of the deck, the sun deck, or eliminate it, if they lessen the 48-foot length of the pool, does it alter any of the variances that they're requiring?
Well, if you, depending on how you move it, like where you require, like just look here to the, where you have 25 feet and you need 40. If you shorten the pool, you may get, say you shorten the pool 10 feet, you still have a 5-foot variance, unless you
Right.
shift it, again,
That's all,
it would lessen the degree of, non-compliance. I don't know that I can't, without doing some geographic relocation, I can't tell you that it would eliminate them.
Well, you can see that the pool is in line with the envelope of the home, right? You can see how this lower portion is meeting, right, the envelope of the structure. Same thing, even though the concrete patio it looks like it's kind of being picture framed into that, right?
Okay.
Right, if you see.
well, and he did state that if the pool gets shifted from the house to eliminate that variance, which would provide the 10-foot setback from the principal building, they're gonna have to angle that patio.
I think he said they would do like a 45-degree cut right in the
Correct.
corner.
That ended
Yeah.
in the
Correct.
retaining wall,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'd rather have him be closer to his structure and put the variance there than.
Yeah, but if you look at where, like, what's directly behind where it would be right up on the property line, it's pretty far away from the neighbors' homes.
And it increases the safety of stumbling out of your back door and falling a child or a. You know,
Yeah.
Those that have
Well,
a
that's why
alarm
everyone has
on
pool
the
alarms,
door
right? Yeah. The pool alarms.
that nobody ever.
This pool's supposed to
We've
be up
taken
there.
down
You
the
put it in for
driveway
the
inspector,
inspection.
yeah.
What do you put in once a year when the guy comes by, everybody puts
Yeah,
them in?
exactly.
So,
They are annoying.
so we got a number of issues here. First one is we got an encroachment of that fence, which we need clarification on. Dan, slide up. We need to figure out the easement, if they have an easement onto this property.
What's onto the property?
they have a shared driveway.
driveway.
Yeah,
So we need to know if that, because,
but what does that have to?
well,
There's nothing being proposed in that area, right? Along
True.
the driveway.
but they're going to be driving trucks up.
Oh
there and
yeah,
everything,
for sure.
And, if,
It's only
Let-
crushed stone too.
well, let me throw this out. Neighbor decides not to show up. They didn't, obviously. Now, all of a sudden, Swim King starts driving their heavy equipment up their driveway and driving past their house and everything. And
I don't know
At
that
point,
that's
it's
an
approved.
owner occupied.
I'm just saying, someone's gonna start complaining and that's, but,
They could come in from Oak Street. I mean, if that's
No,
not
they
gated.
cannot.
No, they can't drive on the.
Well, no.
There's a house,
They're gonna go right through the fence that's in the encroaching into the road.
probably, yeah, most likely.
Well, they'd
He's
have.
gonna go
I
right
mean,
through there.
Gonna have to remove it anyway.
He's gonna drive right through that wood fence, boom.
So Dan,
There it is.
because
Yeah.
he
That's what I'm wondering,
cleverly, or Josephine, this guy,
Trying to
well,
remember
cleverly,
the
maybe he's smart
topography
like a
right
fox, just didn't even bring up the issue of, ooh, look, that fence is in the wrong location, so.
But it may not be his.
He bought
no,
it
he
that
bought
way.
it that way.
It
You
may
bought it
not
as
be
is.
That was the quote.
You bought it as is, so,
Yeah.
so you assume liability is right as is.
Well, I
So,
mean, removing the fence is nothing, right?
Well,
well,
I
but,
mean, he'd need a hold harmless agreement to leave it there.
Right.
Correct? And the chances of getting that is probably not very strong.
16 feet.
and the village has been on a tear lately to get people not to about the retaining walls and the right of ways, i.e. Roosevelt.
Yeah, for sure. I'm saying like but removing that
Eh, no,
stockade fence
Right,
is.
But it should be a
Easy,
condition, it
yeah.
should be a condition on our approval of removing that
I-
stockade
if
fence. Let's look at.
That's something that we're starting to do, right? Is like enforcing other
Mhm.
non-conformities as part of these.
Yeah, well, I think we should be,
Yeah.
you know,
So this interior fence, which is within their property line, is in existence today. I know Google Maps photo is not, but let's just be clear that this survey, as dated August 13th, 2025,
Okay.
depicts that interior fence
right,
as an existing fence,
right,
correct?
well, depicted as, it doesn't say proposed.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Huh.
we can't rely on the Google imaging. The imaging could be from 4 years ago.
what is, it's probably 2024.
Yeah,
right?
July of 24 is the.
Yeah.
So let me,
So that fence exists, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good point.
This fence currently exists.
right, so removing that old stockade fence should be no issue.
No, right, exactly, so.
Can you go to near map
Yeah,
on
from,
GIS and see if we can see it? I mean, there's a lot of trees, but maybe
Probably a lot
the
of
light
trees.
likes to shine through,
You
right?
gotta go to,
Too heavily wooded.
oh, in the wrong.
What
Oh, no,
what about 2023, maybe?
Well, I'm
That's
not
too
really
old.
concerned about
Yeah.
that fence existing anyway, and I don't wanna waste the time on
Yeah.
trying to find a fence. But, so what is the,
I just wanted to make sure of that because I know that when I asked about it, they were referencing, because that is one of the variances, obviously, right? Because when we refer to a variance of having a front yard fence, we're not talking about the encroaching fence, we're talking about that.
yes.
The white
Okay.
stockade.
But
Yeah,
fence,
just wanna
well,
make
that's
sure.
correct.
And in the variance, it's,
Right.
I believe they say PVC fencing.
Yeah, PVC. My bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Got it.
correct.
PVC fencing, so, and we can, when we approve the variance, we can make sure
Right.
that it's noted as.
Speaking to that fence.
Yeah.
And that fence is required for the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only reason we're hearing a variance on it, because in our code on a front yard set, on a front yard, because the corner lot.
Yep.
Then you can't have anything higher than 3 feet in a front yard.
Right.
That being said, I'm a little, I mean, I know Swim King's got a reputation, but I'm a little surprised they didn't try to at least eliminate some of these variances.
I think they're shooting the moon and they're looking to see whether or not they're gonna get reduced.
So,
It's a prefab pool.
I mean,
what's the board's opinion on this? I think the 20 by 48 is really shooing in the biggest possible pool.
I just wonder how much benefit are you going to achieve by shrinking the pool? Like, you might reduce the degree of
I can't find it.
nonconformity.
You're not gonna,
I can't find that PVC fence on any of the
Okay,
images.
either way, so whatever, we'll
Survey's
refer to it,
from
but,
August.
but just, you know, yes, I agree with you, Dan, that you're not gonna eliminate, but you can go from 25 to 35, you know, like, you can.
I know, but so then at that point you're like, we're gonna severely impact the usability of the pool for an extra 5 feet. I mean,
Yeah, but what is that, with all due respect, why is that our problem?
it's not. But I mean, it's not even like we're eliminating the variance. You're just
Right. Agreed.
Area calculation. There's a lot here.
That's something that we've talked about internally. I think going forward, we want to request that everyone gives us both the clearing calculations percentage and total coverage calculation percentage because it's pretty low for the coverage in the village. Clearing's a lot higher, but coverage in some lots have 20%. Yeah, which I think this one might. I gotta double check.
You got a
So-
lot of paved patio areas and hardscape that's eaten up.
Well, the other thing that concerns me about this is with everything that's being done, hence why I asked the question, just to go back to planning, is that I know he's required to do drainage, but with all these retaining walls there, the slope of that property, how is this additional hardscape going to affect proposed?
It's gonna go towards his house.
you would just only impact him.
Right, but
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, not that it's subject matter, but this is showing some type of paver, correct?
hardscape, yeah, whatever hardscape, yeah, whatever.
It says proposed paver patio. Yeah.
Dan, zoom out of that a little bit. I get it, but the driveway is gravel. It's not hardscape.
There's a
And
wood.
with the size of the front yard, I mean, you're talking 60, 40, 40,
Right.
almost 50
Yeah, there's a lot
on
of
the
open
second
space.
front yard. They've got pretty substantial.
Yeah, there's the deck is raised. You know, so yeah. I mean, as a thought exercise, if this was not a corner lot, right? If it was only fronting on one, how many variances would they need then? Like, can we figure that out? Because you were very happy to usually grant variances based upon the fact that they're on corner lots, right? So how many variances are being driven just by that?
Well, you'd have a total side yard of 40 feet, so you wouldn't have that one. You'd have to have a total between, depends, I guess, where you're, what are we gonna, would say Caroline is the front, the official front yard?
I would
Let's
say
just
so, yeah,
that,
yeah.
Okay. So you would say then you would have 40 feet from side to side, which is the requirement. You'd have to be, off the rear property, I think 18 from the rear. So you may need one for the back. So, Justin, we're trying to figure out is that if this wasn't a corner lot and this house fronted on Caroline, the variance they would need 40 from left to right.
Yeah.
They would need 18 from the back. I believe it's 18.
But 20 feet, because it's a pool.
Right, okay, so you'd still need that
You would need
variance.
that one. Yep.
All right, the left to right would go away. You wouldn't need you wouldn't need the PVC fence because you wouldn't be in the front yard.
That's right.
So you would lose that. The pool equipment, but you would still need, assuming you would still need the 7.4, or,
Yeah, that one would have to get pushed. Yep.
Right.
We got rid of that one
so
anyway.
if we
just by
pushed it, right,
pushing
so you're still gonna need that. 10 foot from the structure,
Got rid of the returning wall. on the-
returning wall, right? You'd still need the variance for this retaining
Well,
wall.
That's correct, right.
This is 7.3. If this line represents 5 feet from the property line,
Right,
and then from the wall to the corner of the pool is 4 feet, they could eliminate that variance if they just did a straight line all the way across. Of course, we don't have a topo survey, so,
But now we're moving this way already, right?
Right.
So now the retaining wall is going to get very
It would
close to
get
the actual
closer,
pool
right.
itself.
Yeah.
so,
you have to sacrifice one for the other.
Right.
If you want
Right.
to get rid of this, you gotta leave this there. To get rid of that, you gotta leave this there.
Yep.
So
Oh, there's a variance in between the distance of the wall as proposed.
right,
and
the wall, and then the pool from the house.
yeah, the pool from the house, the wall from the property line.
Yeah, the
That
wall
I
from the
understand, but
property.
Not
the
the wall
relationship-
Right.
from
No,
the pool.
you can have a pool going right up against a retaining wall, and
Right, which actually is
oftentimes,
pretty nice.
even
Yeah.
Swim King, they actually specialize
Yeah,
in
it's very
waterfalls
nice.
and sheer descents in
Yeah.
designs like that.
And you just have to get the engineer to check that the pool exerts a weight on the ground at a 45-degree angle
make sure
from the top of the water, so it might bear on the weight of the pool might bear on the wall, but that's for the
So-
engineers to engineer.
So yeah, so you
And that's
need,
what they
where that
specialize in. They
25 is
specialize
right
in, like,
now,
those kind of
Antonio?
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta fit that
25
way.
would have to, yeah, so 25 right now, that one of the variances, that one there. That 25 should be 40. The 10 to the back should be 20.
The 7.4 should be 10,
7.4 should be 10.
and then the retaining walls should
Right.
be 5,
Right, and then the one we eliminated,
and the fence
the fence should be 5,
3,
right?
but it's 5.
Right, and the two fence ones are front yard, right?
It's just
And
the
none
front
of
yard.
none of these are altered by shrinking the size of the pool.
Not really.
Just reduce it. to rear,
Reducing,
not-
yeah.
We're
not-
just reducing the degree of the variances required, but
Right.
not eliminating any variances.
Because it is a corner lot.
We would eliminate the one, if they shifted it, we'd eliminate the one from 10 to 7.4
I think-
from the
I
dwelling.
Which
Which
they're
they're-
gonna do
they're gonna
anyway.
do
We're
already.
not
Yep.
looking for
Oh, I
the
see what
shrinking
you're
of the
saying.
width of the pool. We're looking if the 48
If you
feet
cut
was
the-
reduced.
If you cut
If
the
they
swimming
lost
pool
the
in half,
2-foot set, or if they lost the 9-foot sun deck, like, you know,
Right.
would that make a differential?
He said the sun deck was 13 feet?
Yeah.
It's 11 feet plus, it was
feet
9
and
feet
steps?
plus there's a 2-foot seat on the opposite end.
So it was a total of 13 feet?
Yeah, you lose 13 feet, he said, yeah.
All
so
right,
took 13, you're at 25. The
35.
25-foot pool.
But it doesn't,
35.
35, yeah.
So
But then there's
then-
also,
Sorry,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
So
35.
that would bring the pool, if you did it, say you cut it down by 13 feet, it would make it 15 feet to the rear property line as opposed to 10.
Right, you just lessen, not eliminate.
right.
I mean,
Yeah, but she's beside her.
so,
I mean, basically what it comes down to, if you want a pool back there, you're gonna need variances.
no, and to your point, Dan, if you weren't in a double, the corner lot, you probably eliminate 3 of these variances, would be, probably 5 of them,
Yeah.
so.
Right,
but-
you'd only be talking about side yard and setback from the
yard, right,
rear
yeah,
property line, right?
So tell us, Lexi, what's your opinion on this? Is this pool too big for this you see a lot more properties than we do on a regular basis.
Well, the reality is there are 3 pools that are in the immediate vicinity of this property within a block that have extreme close proximity to property lines. So there is one on the corner of Oaks and on the corner of Hallett, and I think she is almost on her property line with that, and then she's surrounded by hardscaping as well. The one that is up on Hallett is younger, and I believe probably came before this board prior to my tenure, but she probably would have had to come if she applied for her proper permits and has her C of O. No, so that one right there,
That's Oaks. The top one's Oaks. That one should be Hallett.
that should be Hallett. That I'm pretty sure she would have.
109 Hallett? 109 Hallett.
There is an ownership of 2 parcels, but it's they're still delineated differently. They haven't been merged yet. And then the one on that corner there going diagonal is Oak Street. Nope, other way.
Yeah, right
Oh,
there.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
201.
That's right on the line too.
Yeah, it's 201.
So in
And
the
that's
back,
also a corner lot.
she is a corner lot, correct. And scroll up for me toward Barnum, please.
Now, the question I would love.
Eliminate
to
the 201 Oaks information.
I would
Yeah.
love to ask, is any of
Is
these,
this one?
any of these pools have COs with them?
Or variances.
Variances, thank you.
Yeah. 201.
I can't speak to that, but I mean, I'm,
Alright, well,
and then there is the one that's closer toward Caroline.
here's,
But I know that there are quite a few in that neighborhood that are probably non-conforming.
all right, so here's my opinion on this, and you guys know I'm a precedent guy. Let's look at it this way. If we approve this right now as is, we know there's at least one more that's a corner lot. If it doesn't have a CO, and now they come in and go, oh, I want a CO or variance, whatever, the variance to get a CO. Now we've tied our hands, and I'm not saying I'm against this pool right now. I'm just saying that if we go ahead and say, okay, let's approve this, do we tie our hands? Here's my thought. Let's hold it open. Let's ask Josephine to go back and see if these pools have COs on them.
I mean, I understand this is what they want.
Right.
If they change the design of the pool, do we eliminate these variances? You referenced the kidney shape or the mountain lake as it's marketed.
But this is what they,
Presented us. I just feel like, I feel like going back to your statement earlier, they're shooting for the moon. I think we have a responsibility, what if nothing else, to eliminate, if not, at least reduce the degree of noncompliance to the best ability. Because I think we're just setting a bad precedent if those other pools aren't.
I mean, each situation is different though, right? For example, like if you are going to place your retaining wall or your pool right along the property line and your neighbor's house is right there, then that's a different situation than perhaps
Right, but if
empty
you look at
space
that-
being there.
If you look at that other aerial, Dan, go back to the aerial. If you look at that aerial. and
Please,
go to-
thank you.
Please, thank you. Go to that corner lot, Dan.
Right here?
The pool, corner lot, the one with the pool.
The Oaks and
Oh, I'm sorry. You want the
the
ones that-
109.
But actually, the one you just showed is a pool too. That has a pool cover on it, right? Is that a
Yeah, it's
pool?
too?
Yeah, that's a loop lock on it. Yeah.
So if you look at that,
Right there.
let's just, Dan, click on the, please. Click on the,
They're not a corner
Yeah.
lot.
But they're in the rear at least.
Very close to the property line.
No,
No, that's the
they are
shared
No, they're
not.
sped in.
There is a driveway access and another
Yeah,
property
that's a
that is there.
random-
okay. But again, they're 10 feet off the
It's an
property
interesting
line.
area.
They gotta
Yeah.
be at least, they gotta be
You have no idea.
20, they need
Is that where
20
you
feet in
live?
the back.
No, oh,
Yep.
you said
But
you
I
were
have-
on there.
I'm just,
Well, I do, and I've
my
sold
thinking-
multiple homes
my
over there.
thinking is here is that if we get a competent expediter in here and they came in and say, well, you approve this, why aren't you approving all of these? And I think we're at think we have 62 days. Let's ask Josephine to pull within a block radius of this property. Let's pull anybody that's got CO. Let's see if boards approved it in the past. Because if they have a CO, they may have needed variances. Let's pull the files and say, did we approve these in the past? You know, and if we didn't, or if they don't have COs, and I'm not saying go after these people, it's not what this is about. But if they do have COs, then we could say, let's, whether it's this board or other boards have approved it in the past, at least we stay consistent with what's been done. Dan, you got the look on your face. So
No, I assume they're not planning on breaking ground until spring, right? So like there's not a,
right.
a
They don't need
rush.
it done. It's not like if I approve it today, they're sticking a shovel in the ground.
right.
So,
Well, ground isn't frozen yet, and there may be a discount for this time of year.
I mean,
but again, that's not
They,
really.
they'd be
our-
getting dangerously close. It's
Yeah.
frigid out there.
So this variance here,
Right, it should be 40 feet if I'm correct.
so they're asking for
15.
15 feet, yeah.
15 feet.
Again, and when I play devil's advocate in regards to altering the shape, or if they were to present us with a different design, I'm still seeing that I don't think, other than with the retaining, no, they're not going to eliminate
Right.
the variances. They're still going to need them because it's a front yard.
And
Right,
you,
and
and
I'm not saying that, I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying not approve this. I would just like to know, since we're in the middle of December, I would just like to know what are the other properties? Do the other properties have COs on them? And if they do, what variances were they given? You know, I'm not saying not to approve it. I don't think there's any value in shrinking it because it doesn't really, we don't gain that much out of it, you know? But I also don't want to be sitting here 2 years from now
Yeah.
and the people around the corner want to sell their house and you know, the neighbors are all complaining about their pool and be like, well, we're going to lose in Article 78 because we approved this,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
His driveway, here's your driveway, put the pool up there where it's supposed to.
I saw his
So-
brain spinning. I could smell it.
There's the driveway, you
You can say he's ready.
So Josephine, here's what I want you to do for us.
Okay.
In a block radius, at least those three properties, let's see if they have COs for those.
Okay.
If they have COs, were variances granted to get those COs?
They gotta say, oh, they're gonna have a variance,
Well,
right? 'Cause
not necessarily, not necessarily. Have you not been in and around? So,
they would not issue a-
so let's table this until the next hearing, until January. Let's rediscuss it again. So and then also if we move these, let's contact
Get an updated
Yeah.
plot plan.
Swim King, update the plot plan, and we'll go from there.
Wait,
Well-
why
because now we're going to show that it's 10 feet from the
10 feet from the building, get rid of the 90
Zero,
degree on that, you know,
zero.
Yeah. the
just,
two things.
get rid of those two variances.
And then we're not going to require a variance for the pool equipment, right?
I mean,
We are, because in the past,
we've got it, but I don't think it's gonna be in it. I don't think, you know, in the past, we've always dealt with it being 10 feet from the property line.
Right.
Roosevelt being the one, you know.
I'm sorry, I tried to clarify this before, I was
What?
just still not
Never
seeing
showed
it,
up.
seeing
So,
this. So
whole nother issue.
in that
Um,
passive accessory structure, right, and it may just be the word, the proposed swimming pool mechanical equipment is also located 10, you're saying it is
Within
10.
less than 10 feet.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
it
missing-
should say
okay.
less than 10
Because I'm
feet.
reading this, I'm going, it's 10 feet away,
Yeah,
what
I
do we?
didn't catch that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't write it, but I
Right.
didn't catch it
All right.
either,
Okay,
so.
so do we know what it actually is as proposed?
Well,
Is
if
it 1
the,
foot away off
I mean,
the house?
It's butted up right inside that little.
well,
Yeah.
No,
if
it's
you-
just,
yeah, this is kind of hard, I mean, because they didn't really, on the
Right.
survey, they put a square. and
Yeah,
then they
yeah.
put a bigger
Just do me a
square.
favor, also, when you reach out to Swim King, ask them to put a proposed dimension.
Of that distance.
Yeah.
So
of the distance, and verify that it's not a structure.
Other
he
than
said
a
he
concrete
was,
pad.
I
And
think
think
he was
gravel. He said
gonna
gravel.
do gravel with screening of vegetative screening.
Well, just
That's
what-
fine, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
currently,
It
it's
shows it.
currently enclosed.
Right, show it as gravel, ask him to update,
Yeah,
when he
I
updates
think,
it, just show
it's
gravel.
very unclear.
Really?
So just have.
Yeah.
No, it's unclear.
I think he's,
Yeah.
I think they just
The
boxed it out.
surveyor just
They boxed it,
in,
the surveyor
and
boxed
then
it
he
and
would
made a,
clarify what it was, so it did sort of look like a passive accessory
Mm,
structure.
So if you didn't get those things, we'll hold this over until the next hearing unless someone else has a reason why we shouldn't.
Hey,
Works for me.
I don't want to jump in. I know in the past you guys have required people to revise their application forms to accurately reflect the variances. Is that something?
Say it again?
In the past, whenever there's been changes to the variances requested, we've required them to submit a revised application form accurately indicating the
Okay.
variances and the nature of the application. I
Well,
don't know if you guys
being
wanted
that they're eliminating two variances, they should.
Exactly. Yeah, I just
Because
wanted to bring that back.
we don't need to
Yeah.
Not actually
vote on them.
filled out.
Hmm?
The requested variances aren't actually filled out.
They even, oh.
Yeah, so we'll ask for an updated application.
Doesn't have to be renoticed, though.
No, it's just for the record. We always, you guys
Yeah,
always
yeah.
requested that.
So, alright, so we're all good with that?
Yes.
Anybody have any other information they want for Josephine to collect for us? All right.
That lot is almost never.
Last item for business, and since Jim didn't show up,
Oh, wait.
Um,
They didn't vote.
Do you want to take a vote on holding the decision until January 26th?
well, we're just not gonna, we have 62 days. So,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna have any, we're just gonna hold it over till the next meeting.
Okay, so we're not going to vote on that.
Nope, we don't need to vote on it.
Okay.
I was hoping Jim was gonna show up, but he didn't, so, we discussed it earlier, 30, I'll give him, he can have the time while I'm talking.
Pull it up.
31 Pilgrim, right? Or is that 30, no?
33 Hillcrest.
33 Hillcrest,
Yeah.
I get too many numbers. 33 Hillcrest, all right. 33 Hillcrest, last hearing, we approved 33 Hillcrest for a variance, at which point the adjacent neighbor came to us, showed up at the hearing at 7:30. The expediter for 33 Hillcrest noticed the time wrong, did not include a copy of the public notice with his letter to the local residents, the adjacent residents. We have contacted both Jim Burke and New York Planning Federation. They have advised us that we are in our rights to rescind our last approval and have him renotice and rehear the hearing. I'd like to make a motion that we rescind our decision from, what date was that decision made, Cindy?
Remember,
All right, so on November 20th, hey, Jim,
there he is.
Come have a seat,
come,
join us.
no, you're on the hot seat now. So, 33 Hillcrest.
Yeah.
You're aware of the situation that
Notice.
it was noticed improperly, they were informed by Cindy, the residents showed up for the hearing at 7:30, they had issues with the application, they were not heard because of this improper, and a public notice was not included with
They were not heard because the hearing had already been held and.
held and closed,
Okay.
yes.
Mhm.
The
Hearing was
held, closed,
noted as occurring an hour later than
It did.
it actually was.
so, the public notice wasn't included, Cindy contacted, Mal Guanera to tell him that he had, prior to that, noted that he had the wrong time on it.
Mhm.
Dan and Josephine contacted the New York Planning Federation. They suggest that we rescind and rehear it. I believe you were notified of what our
Yeah.
intention is.
Mhm.
So I'd like to, I'm gonna make a motion that we rescind the approval on November 20th and have the whole thing reheard again.
Yeah, I mean, notice is fatal, it's.
Well, that's what I mean. I know it is.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
there's no,
unfortunately.
okay, so we're not gonna have any issues when, if they, because you know that Mal Guanera, I can't think of his first name. Andrew Mal Guanera is gonna have an issue with it, but I don't really care as long as we can defend it.
Unfortunately,
Right, I just wanna make sure we can
Yeah.
defend,
Yeah.
which
I thought he was aware, he wasn't aware of that? I thought
we did make, I don't know that we've made him aware that we're.
We've
rescinding
informed,
it.
yeah, so I
Oh.
informed
He has
you-
been informed now, but
I informed him in advance with an email indicating it's the intention of the board, or it was your
Right,
intention
the
to bring it
intention.
up, but it
What's the
wasn't its
application
final
for?
decision yet, so we'll inform him
Yep.
tomorrow.
extension of a house for a walk-in closet. So the variances
And-
requested were side yard
Right.
and
Well, there's a couple of
And
other.
then total
Now,
right? It was setback and side yard, right?
yep, setback and side yard. There's some other issues that now that there's a complaint on the property as well, now that was brought to our town, I guess there's some encroachments that we weren't made aware of. Again, we would have heard from the resident.
Right.
So my feeling is that I think it's a fatal flaw and we should
Yeah, no, I
rescind
agree.
our we should rescind our approval.
Sure, yeah.
So, and then make the applicant rehear
Well,
it,
they put it on notice at 7:30.
7:30 at 6:30.
Wait, I'm sorry, you approved it or just,
We heard it
Side
and
yard
approved
setback
it.
and approved it?
Yes. And then while we were walking out, the two residents sitting in the audience approached me, Dan, and Cindy, and were asking about it. We told them, they showed us the notice that Andrew sent them. It clearly said 7:30. Cindy happened to be there, and Cindy indicated that she also spoke to Andy's office to make them aware of it. They did not make the correction. They did not include the public notice with the letter to the residents. So, my feeling is that,
Yeah, no.
Well, we have to, or otherwise we can get Article 70.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. We have to do this, or,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
you should.
so, all right. So I just,
Some things you can work with, but notice isn't one of them.
yeah. Well, I know
Exactly.
open meeting laws and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna make a motion that we rescind. Cindy, just stay with us on this one. I'm gonna make a motion that we rescind the approval of November 20th for 33 Hillcrest, and ask the applicant to renotice and resubmit his application at his cost. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Does he need to resubmit the application or just do a renotice?
Well, renotice and I don't know if anything's got,
Yeah.
So, opposed? Hearing none and seeing none, motion carries.
Okay.
So, I just want to have a conversation with them before they leave, because they've been sitting here diligently. These are the two people that showed up.
Oh, the neighbors?
Yeah, so I just want to have a conversation with them before they leave. Because they sent a long letter to Dave Moran, which I think you were then sent, so.
Yes,
Yeah.
Julie sent it over.